Hello everyone, it's Yaroslav and Philosophy Man YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about another popular culture theory. My previous culture theory of that type concerning Rick Sanchez and Palpatine from Star Wars was quite popular on the scale of my channel. And this is somehow similar. Well, first of all, it also concerns the Star Wars. As you know, Star Wars is a super popular franchise. Someone says it's the most popular artifact and franchise in the whole contemporary popular culture. And it has quite distinct picturing of who are bad guys and who are the good guys, especially in a political sense. So there is that empire in the classic Star Wars, separatists in the prequel series, and New Order in the new trilogy, though the new trilogy is quite trashy, to my opinion. However, I think it can be summed up that they represent the same authoritarian type, ideal type of social organization. And as a person who lived in the post-Soviet country, I may say that authoritarian social structures are still very dangerous, very menacing thing for people, especially in the third world countries. And they bring a lot of evil, they bring a lot of violence, and some of that violence is not even direct violence, but psychological violence. When you, for example, think, if I get into the prison or if I get into an army recruit, how it will be for me. It's all because of the stereotypes about, which actually sometimes are not stereotypes, about authoritarian structures, where you just need to fulfill your function and you will be exposed to all kinds of violence and so on, just to make you do that function. Anyway, Galactic Empire in Star Wars is pictured as absolute evil. Its citizens are mostly more like slaves. You do not mean anything if you are not in power. And people with power, like imperial officers, stormtrooper officers, security officers, they are like gods. And most of the citizens of simple people live in complete poverty. And in the main franchise, it is not shown like that in detail, but it is actually shown in non-canon, so-called non-canon Star Wars, George Lucas non-canon Star Wars, and it is shown in additional content which is approved by Disney in such shows as Obi-Wan and Andor, especially in Andor. And it's quite cool that such a popular thing addresses such uneasy topics, which are very actual for the world, especially the third world part of it. And there is that concept of rebels, so people who fight the Empire in the Star Wars universe, and they are pictured as absolute good. Sometimes they take rough decisions, sometimes they deceive, but they fight for right cause, and they are sort of heaven's army against the hellish army, so to say. However, there are a lot of theories and debates in the internet about that maybe the Empire is not that evil, because as it is shown in the prequel series, Senate of the Galactic Republic is a very corrupt and actually brought an end to itself due to its inefficiency and corruption. So maybe Empire brought the needed order and stability, and maybe Empire is not evil but order, and rebels are chaos. As for me, I do not support that thesis. authoritarian, totalitarian structure for me, quasi-fascist, fascist, is an absolute evil. Maybe 10 years ago, I would have supported some of the arguments of the theory about order, but today I'm not supporting it. Mostly to my personal life experience moments with the authoritarian structures. However, it is still very popular theory, pop cultural theory, especially for people who sort of vote for the authoritarian structures in real life. So here in Ukraine, some people with pro-Soviet views, pro-Russian views, they speculated that maybe empire is sort of a propagandistic concept, that highly organized hierarchical, strict hierarchical structures are actually needed, especially in the post-industrial world and with the dangers such as global catastrophes, wars, ecology, and so on. And the arguments seemed not right to me, but quite interesting. And there's another franchise. It's much more esoteric than Star Wars. It's Warhammer 40,000. And Warhammer 40,000 is a sci-fi franchise which pictures the far future of the mankind, which conquered the galaxy and which organized into the so-called empire of the humanity, which is fascist, highly organized, highly hierarchically structured society with emperor in the charge of it. People who are acquainted with this setting know that empire there is the only sort of ray of rationality and goodness, though there are a lot of bad sides of it, fascism, radicalism, ethnocentrism, and corruption, and so on. But it is the only protection for humankind against the horrors and terrors of the outer space, such as aliens, mutants, religious fanatics, and even demons. So, my theory here is that Warhammer 40,000 is a sort of a pop culture response to the Star Wars picturing of the social reality, so to say. So, Warhammer 40,000 presents the same structure, the same empire as a good, and all kinds of heretics and rebels in the terms of Star Wars as an absolute evil, chaotic evil, danger, and malice. And it is interesting just to think about that in that way. Maybe it can be called a speculation, just like in the case of Rick Sanchez and Palpatine. But it is an interesting speculation which brings a new light to the debate around the politics of Star Wars and politics of Warhammer. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.